Hello everybody, welcome to Boxing Science. In this video, we're going to be covering a very useful tool in unlocking maximum speed and power for boxing. This is known as contrast or complex training, where we're pairing a heavy base exercise with an explosive exercise. We're using a maximal voluntary contraction to stimulate post-activation potentiation, otherwise known as PAP. What PAP does is creating potentiating responses to make short-term improvements in speed and power. So we often pair up a heavy lift with an explosive exercise, and what we're likely to see is an improvement in rate of force development and power output on the explosive exercise. So there's a lot of scientific literature around this, a lot of physiological responses, and we can get bogged down in the science behind post-activation potentiation. But let's have a look at what it means to our performance and how we can practically apply this into our training sessions. When we perform a maximal voluntary contraction through either heavy lift or isometric exercise, the potentiation responses are at its maximum, but also at the same time, fatigue is. We can't perform an explosive exercise straight away within the first 30 seconds or something like that. Potentiation is high, but it's also overmasked by fatigue. And what we need to find is this relationship where potentiation responses are still high, but fatigue drops. And this is the part where we need to be performing our explosive exercise. So this can be anything between a minute through to 8 minutes. There's a lot of different research around this. It's very, very conflicted because it's very dependent on the genetic profile of an athlete, the strength levels, the exercise selection, whether they use a squat, a deadlift, isometric exercise, the stage of camp that they're in, how fatigued are they likely to be, and their movement skills. Are they limited in their range in terms of mobility and they find that strength exercise quite hard? Can they jump? Can they express force quickly? Bearing this in mind, because this can range this window of opportunity here based on that individual, we make sure that we're very, very structured in terms of how we use contrast or complex training. When we're performing anything around about 85% 1 rep max or above accommodating resistance, we use contrast sets. This is where we perform 3 sets of 3 on a heavy lifting exercise, have a rest, and then perform 3 sets of 3 on the explosive exercise, such as like load jumps or sprints. We're performing 3 sets on the heavy base exercise, having a short rest, and then perform the explosive exercise. So the reason why we're doing these exercises in the contrast set is because they can be quite fatiguing for a boxer. The strength levels aren't as high as normal athletes. When they're in a calorie deficit as well, they can end up being quite fatigued from doing heavy lifts. So the contrast set allows a little bit more rest time to then go into the explosive exercise, getting a little bit more rest so they can produce more force and intent into the loaded jumps. And also with the sprints, this is quite technical demanding, so we don't want to do this in terms of complex sets in a fatiguing scenario. They might end up losing their technique, and this increases likelihood of injury. So when performing like an explosive exercise on contrast training, we need to make sure that we're performing the relevant exercises there. Complex training, this is where we pair up the exercises as part of one set. So we'll perform 3 reps on the maximum voluntary contraction, have a short rest, and then perform 3 to 5 repetitions on the explosive exercise. We're looking for less fatiguing exercises, making sure that we're optimizing that PAP response. So we've got overcoming isos, we've got upper body, and we've got rotational exercises performed in isometric format. We rest between 30 seconds, a minute, or maybe even 2 minutes, depending on that athlete. Then we perform a light and explosive exercise, so body weight jump, rotational throws, or punch specific action. So the rest time is really dependent on that individual. So in this practical demonstration taken from our recent workshop, the Ultimate Strength, Speed and Power for Combat Sports, we're taking 3 different people through the same activity, through an isometric hip thrust, and then going on to a counter movement jump. We're looking at what they can perform in the counter movement jump on its own, and then seeing how that performance changes through 30-second rest, minute rest, and through to 2 minutes rest as well. And this will give us a good indication of how individualized this process has to be. We're going to stand here, feet hip width apart, arms back as I dip our hips, flex at the knees, and then we're going to drive up into that jump. 45.9. Yeah, so you want to try and jump up as high as you can, not wanting to tuck up your knees or flick your heels, because that'll cheat the system a little bit. Dip and drive, let's go.
27.9. 28.7, yeah, good.
Whoa! 62.7. 60.4. One more. 60.6. So you can see that Tommy plays with himself a lot. Okay, guys, over here. I'm sorry, Tommy. Okay, so we've got 3 very different athletes here. Emma 31.4, Harry at 38.9. We've got Tommy at 62.7. We're going to have a look at what their jump height is after doing 3 3-second holds on their isometric push. Reason why we're doing this complex, because we know that this isn't as fatiguing. It's very potentiating, okay? So we're going to see the difference between the jumps at 30 seconds and the impact on their jumps. And then at 1 minute, 2 minutes, and we're going to go for 3 minutes. So we're going to do 4 sets. Let's go. Drive. Good. 124. Go. 3, 2, 1. 140. Come on. Go. 3, 2, 1. 125. We've got 30 seconds to jump. 2, 1. Let's go. 62.5. 59.2. 52.6. So we saw peak maintained, but that set average went down because of fatigue. 163. Tommy's showing you up here, mate. Go on, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Good. 163. Well done. Feels like I'm on Fort Bayard. Come on to the next set. I am showing my age there, aren't I? Okay, 20 seconds. 2, 1. Let's go. Dip and drive. Swing them arms through. 34.6. Arms through. 33. Oh! Good. 35. Fatigue. It's taking over potentiating factors there. Drive it up, Emma.
2, 1.
118. Good.
3, 2, 1. Off we go. 3, 2, 1.
Good. Come on.
3, 2, 1. Now go.
Push.
2, 1.
Yeah, good. 112. Okay, you can have a steady walk. I think I was being a bit dramatic before, to be honest. I'm thinking that the gym's massive. Quick. 2, 1. Let's go. Dip and drive. 31.1. 30.8. Good. Yeah, nice. That was 34. Well, let's go. 154.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Go. 3, 2, 1. 142. Go. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good work.
A minute this time.
Minute. Yeah. 2, 1. Let's go, Harry. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Come on, Harry. 3, 2, 1. Yes. 2, 1. Let's dip and drive. Let's go. Oh. 63. Go. Yes. 60.6. One more. Go. Yes. 57.5. 2, 1. Dip and drive. Let's go. Get them arms through on that extension, yeah? 36. Yes. Up. 33.8. Dip and drive. Dip. Good work. Well done. 36. Well done. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. 142. 3, 2, 1. Yes. 145. One more, Emma. Come on. Up. 3, 2, 1. Good. 134. Good. You got a minute. He's desperate to beat you.
What was my highest?
I think you're 145, I think. Okay, you ready to go, Emma? After a minute's rest, let's go. Dip and drive. Arm swing. Drive it up. Good. 31.6. 32.8. Yes. 33.4. Well done. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yes, Harry. 168.
Go.
Go on.
3, 2, 1. 161. 3, 2, 1.
Harry, can you give a little bit more effort, please? That's good, man. 38 speed. Dip and drive. Oh, get them hips through. 35.3. Yes. 40.2. We've unlocked it. Arm swing. Dip your hips back. Arm swing back. Arm swings forward. 34.4. So we've got a peak there. 40.2. I think we're seeing a trend, guys. 32. Chest up. Dip down. Drive it up. Yes. 33.1. Oh, yes, 34.7. Good stuff, good work. We've got Emma, we've got Harry, we've got Tommy. What are your main observations there? The main thing is that Emma's is here, Harry's is here, Tommy's is here, so it is very individualised. Emma actually was quite consistent all the way through because 30 seconds, more or less, hit a PB there. 33.4, 34.7, so not much variation there. So it's showing that pretty good condition. You're not really getting too fatigued off them hip thrusts. You're making it look easy beating Tommy's scores. Harry absolutely blasted it on the isometrics. You could see after, no offence Harry, but it was blowing out of his arse a little bit. So 38.9, heavily fatigued. 35, 36, only 2 minutes before he saw a potentiation, but an increase in performance. With Tommy showing off with his jump height, 62.7. He beat that after 1 minute, but after 2 minutes, it started going down, started decreasing. So 1 minute would be best. So what you're seeing is 3 different people, very different people and different strength profiles, different jump profiles as well, showing how they're responding differently. So this is what's so important when you're doing contrast or complex training. That's why the research is so varied, because it's so individualized. So I believe that it is a very useful and effective methodology to use, but it's very important that you're tailoring that to the individual, getting the right exercise selection, not only for your preloading exercise, but for your explosive exercise, and then getting that rest time, and then making sure that you're using that data to make sure that you're making the right decisions in terms of your rest time and the amount of load. You're seeing there that you are improving performance with Emma. We're seeing 10%, over 10%. With Harry, we're seeing about 5%. Tommy's seen a little bit of percentage there. I think you were just excited on that first one, didn't you? To just show off your jumps. So that were a potentiating factor. Increases in performance. What I would say about the 30 seconds one, with Tommy, peak around about the same, but the set average was lower. He fatigued a lot on them 3. So even though the first jump might be good, the third rep, massive drop off. Like you're nearly looking at 20% drop off in terms of like jump height. So that's something that you don't want when you're wanting high quality reps and increasing that rate of force development. But here, the average has got a lot smaller there. So that demonstration couldn't have gone any better. We've got 3 different people, got 3 totally different responses. And this is what we see down at Boxing Science. We work with a range of different athletes, different genetic profiles, different ages, strength levels, training histories. So they have individual responses too. So when we're performing complex training, we make sure that we're giving some data feedback to make sure that we're optimizing the responses from that training block. So if you're interested in attending one of our workshops, please visit the link in description to find out our next workshop date. If you're not subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you on the next episode.